everybody, welcome back to AC Auto Carts. I am very excited about today's video. I have been waiting a while to do the next addition to old Ron Burgundy here. And here it is. I think they say it Echo, the EcoXgear SE26 Power Sports Amplified Soundbar. I have been looking at these for at least 8 or 9 months. They are a little pricey at about 400 bucks, but that is kind of the system I want to do because it's pretty much put it up in the uprights and we're done. I already ran it. I ran the wiring in a previous video, so I don't have to do some wiring. That's already done. We just had to unbox it, figure out what's in here, and how we're going to go ahead and set it up in the uprights. My family was nice enough to buy me this for Father's Day, so today is the day after Father's Day, and couldn't get it in last night just because we had a lot of family stuff going on, but let's do it today. Ready? Let's do it. I hope I'm saying it right. EcoXgear. Yeah. Oh, maybe if I just read a little. EcoXgear. 500 water. We didn't get the one that's battery powered. There is another one that has its own battery that you would charge separately. All right, those will be some trim rings. Or a mount ring for one side. Slide this thing out. All right, what do we got here? We got the sound bar, obviously. Cool. And this is what I was thinking. I was wondering if I was going to have to go get something to go between the uprights. So what's in here? Here's the remote. Oh, a little remote mount that we can stick somewhere. Okay. All right, so looking over this for the last few minutes, comes with some screws that are a variety. You can take these circles, put those there. There's a hole here, and you would put the screw in like that, right? So then this is going to lock into place depending on the angle that you want to have it pointed at, right? It comes with the little rubber pieces here so that you can try and avoid rattling when it's running around in your ATV or golf cart in our case. So that's one option. Looks like the second option is if I ran a square tubing across between the uprights, you'd be able to select a bolt and go through and go right down into the top, is what I'm assuming that's for. They do mention that, you know, if you don't want to drill, you can use these, and then you can also clamp. It comes with 2 different size, I'll call them hose clamps, but obviously they're not hose clamps in this application. So if you had a round, you know, cage in your ATV, tighten that down and then you're mounted. As far as power supply, I don't know that I'm going to use all of this because I already am going to put a 15 amp fuse. It's a 15 amp fuse in here. We have our fuse panel in our dashboard already. This is a tester to just see if the power that you're going to run is going to be okay. So I might truthfully just hook this up and make sure that we get a green. We'll see there. But really at the end of the day, to power it, it's going to be positive and negative to this connection that they have. So even if it is wired up, they do give you a quick connect, if you will. This connection here is for auxiliary, out, and then it's got some other inputs here. What are these guys that I'm not going to be using? We've got aux in port, aux out port. So the in is black, the out is gray. So more, you have other options. Probably like a sub. We did not buy a sub yet. See what the thing sounds like before I go buying extra pieces. We also have these rubber sleeves, and this would fit in like this. Well, probably the other way, this way, right? And then when you clamp that down onto the bars in your unit, it would get rid of some vibration. So that's what we have. So at the end of the day, I need to go buy something or figure something out for a crossbar. I'm also going to look on their website. I do believe I saw that they do offer a golf cart mount kit. So we'll take a peek and make sure I'm not missing out on that. See if I can find that. All right, so I think this is my plan. We're going to get a piece of this aluminum angle. I'm going to drill it so that it can fit right here. We'll take this bolt out. I'll notch out a piece so it fits on the top side. We'll run that across. There is a piece that they sell that will actually mount in your forward upright, bolts into here, and it has provisions if you want to run the speaker up front. I want to run it back here. And that mount is also 99 bucks. So let's not add another $100 to this install. So that's what we're going to try. We'll go pick that piece up, probably paint it up. I'll get it cut in, paint it up. I don't think I would have to buy any more hardware. It looks like this piece of hardware will, that little thin piece, I'll be able to thread it, so I don't even have to get an extra bolt. So I'm going to try that first. What do you think? Cool. All right. I got approval. Let's do it. I've got the hole drilled here. This fits in the upright. This one looks a little bit different, but there's my drill. I'm going to have to ground the burrs off of here. Took a piece of tape, we center marked, right? Pulled this piece of tape off, put the center mark here, stretched the tape out, marked it, and then then I drilled out those holes, so we'll see if this fits the speaker, but that should be center. All right. That should be good. I don't think that's gonna bend. All right, here's my piece, deburred. I sanded it off. Did a little prep, probably more prep than I needed, but we'll get this painted up in satin black to match those other uprights, and hopefully it fits right in. I'm putting the speaker on first because once I set it up in the uprights, it'll hold in the upright. All right, space the zip ties evenly above this little point. Pull that through. Once we have the wires in there, cut it. We'll cut that to fit. There it is. So this is the bolt that our mount is on, and it looks like even with the lock washer and the regular washer, yep, it's threading. Oh yeah. All right, we'll tighten this down. We'll repeat that process on the left side. It's spinning a little. All right, now we're good there. Let me tighten these down, and then that's installed. Roof is bolted back down. As far as placement, obviously, right here is good for us. Here's my concern, which is a bit bumming me out a little bit right now. Oh, probably should avoid hitting my head. Anyway, so I guess if you're sitting here and you've got your foot on the bar, I mean, it fits, but I mean, it's right here. So I would have liked for it to have been a little further forward. So I might need to revisit this. So here's the ring that comes with the kit, right? If I put this flat, it's in the roof. So I would need to, I guess I could redo it. I still have enough material here. I would just have to cut the bar a little bit different, because if I brought it down, that would actually bring it further up. So that might be a better way to go. I did the hanging because I wanted it to hang and not, be here and then all the weight doing this. I mean, the power has a quick connect, so it's not like I'd have to rewire it. So I could wire it up for today and just kind of be done with it. And then it begs the question, do I buy a wider angle so that this actually does sit flush? Because right now with the piece I got, do I have the extra in here? Well, this is the same size. So the size I got is, you know what I mean? So I probably would need to get a little bit of a wider one, notch it here and install it this way, or no, excuse me, this way, and then this would fit, right? It would. So if I did it that way, it would fit. So I might end up having to change that in the future. But I think for now, I'm going to wire it in, and we're going to try and have some fun with it. But yeah, potentially I end up changing that. Darn it. I did all that work on that iron piece, and now it's might be trash. Up here in the dash, that blue and black wire, we're going to go ahead and wire them into my 12-volt fuse panel. So we'll do that quick. And then that tester kit, we'll hook it up real quick to that tester just to make sure we get the green light on want to mess anything up. They seem to want you to make sure. So we'll put a 15 amp fuse in there. I'll hook, the blue is going to be the positive, the black will be the negative. We'll use it here, so it'll be key activated. This goes active when I turn the key on. It is 12 volt already. So again, we'll throw that 15er here, power that up, and then we'll go back up top. That's what I got going on at the moment. So I plugged that wire into my fuse panel. Obviously I know it's 12 volt, but I checked it for 12 volt. Let's get that out of the way. I just have these clips on it. This is the factory harness thing. I just wanted to make sure that we were good. This is the positive side, right? So it comes with this little tester like we talked about earlier. This is the positive, so looks like, I'll turn the key on. Looks like we're good. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wire these two direct to the speaker like I had originally planned. Should be fine. It's the correct amount of voltage and so forth. So we'll get that wired in and flip it on and see what we got. All right. I'm going to tie those in better in the future, but here's what we look like. I might even shorten up this wiring. And the speaker powered on, so that's good. And I gotta cover those labels up too. Hey, so out here cruising around with this thing. Initial impressions, I like it. I think tilting it downward when you're riding will be nice, because man, when this thing is on and you've got it loud and you walk 10 feet away from the cart, it sounds perfect, sounds killer. The closer you get, I think I want to tip some of this down. So our plan to put it on the little round mounts, I think will work good for it. I do. I think it needs to just tip down just a touch, because when you're inside, it just sounds very tinny. But geez, 10 feet in front of the thing, when it's cranked up, it sounds amazing. So super satisfied right now. And I got to tell you, I don't want to show it yet, but with all the red on. You put red on here, red on the underglow. Pretty cool. So anyway, that's the update for tonight. We're going to be making some more adjustments to it. Everything is functioning, but we'll get some more fan reaction first before we wrap up our video. It's been a couple days, and as mentioned, I'm going to redo that upright. So cut here, notch out here, right? Make a little rounded edge, and then that will set us up to be able to mount this like that. And I might drill it in and bolt it as well as put that clamp on it. So that'll allow me to send the speaker a little bit further forward. So it'll get mounted in the same spot, except we'll be turning the speaker this way. And then the other piece is I got to find something because I want to cover up the wires. I am not going to want to leave them like that. So I'm thinking maybe a spray paint a little bit of PVC tubing, and you could slide all those wires in there, and then that'll kind of hide them. We could paint that up too. So we'll see. But I'm going to go prepare my second angle iron piece and spray paint it and drill it out and all that fun stuff. So we'll be back with you in a little bit. I wasn't messing around this time. So I'll get my holes drilled. Could practically chrome this thing at this point, but I don't want to do that. Ground that down. We cut it, ground it, got the old death wheel out here, and then just kind of sanded all the corners and stuff so there isn't any super sharp edges. So here we are, the final install. Here's what we came out with, and this is how I'm going to leave it for now. That is a piece of PVC up there that I just spray painted, and that is in order to hide those wires. So I have all the wires stuffed inside of it. This setup does block that light bar that's on the back of it a little bit, but I'm okay with that because there was a couple of nights where, you know, my daughter jumped on the back or somebody jumped on the back and I had that light on and the light is like right in their face. So this little bit of blockage here, you can still see some of it. This cart has brake lights. If you watch that previous video, it has the backup light, right? We have that backup light on it. We have that dome light that I've already put in here. So all that's already here, so that it wasn't that important, but this does block it a little bit. I will say, I know that I've made a big deal in some of the videos about the roof rattling. Putting that crossbar there has completely quieted this roof. Way, way quieter. So very pleased with that. Seat positioning. It's still clear in the front seat. For me, I mean, I'm kind of short. I'm only 5'8", but then in the back, it's not anywhere. It's not as close to the head, and so even for me, I mean, I suppose I should worry a little bit about somebody hitting their head here, but the speaker is not here. So if I put my feet up like I had it before earlier in the video, obviously a lot further away. So foot is on the safety bar, kind of just positions you more forward. So again, the light, you know, it's blocked a little bit. It's still visible. So that's all right. It's tucked way up in there, so you barely even notice it. All right, so that's it. The feedback with my buddies and really, quite frankly, me is it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to have such a powerful speaker in the cart itself. Really like that. For home use, if you're just looking to hang out in the backyard and not necessarily involve a cart to or an ATV or whatever to mount to, JBL makes a speaker that sounds really, really nice too. It's a little bit deeper, so I think maybe someday we'll get a sub for this, and then we'll be able to compete with that speaker. But otherwise, the sound is really good, especially a few feet out in front of it. That might sound weird, like you want it to be really nice right here, but um, I just think the design is when it's shooting out. I don't want to point it straight down at me, but shooting out toward you, um, outside the front of the cart, it sounds really, 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 really good. I like it a lot, um, especially when we're just hanging out, as I showed in a couple of clips. Like, it's fun just to have around. So overall, success, happy with it, and enjoy having it on the cart. Last couple of little additions to this thing is basically a USB port, to charge the phone, because my phone keeps going dead lately. So we'll have that, and maybe another battery. That's all I've got left to do to this guy. So if you got any other ideas of what I should add to Ron Burgundy, throw it in the comments. Please make sure to like, subscribe if these videos are helpful to you. Trying to build the channel a little bit, and we'll have to see what the future brings. We'll help out some friends with some projects and so forth. But some of my golf cart money just got sucked up by another purchase. So we'll have to see what we do in the future. Talk to y'all soon.